All right, we are recording now.
Awesome.
All right. Do you want me to do the intro, or you want to do the intro?
I was gonna say you could start it off.
All right. Five, four, three, two, and it's pronounced Aguilar. Aguilar.
Yeah,
Aguilar.
Aguilar.
Aguilar. Fernando Aguilar. All right.
Yep,
Five, four, three, two, one. And when I finish speaking, you can click
got
the
it.
slide. All right. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our webinar course where we're going to talk about Intro to Esports in Rocket League. My name is Dennis Buchanan. I am one of your instructors, and I'm also joined with Fernando Aguilar. And throughout this, we're going to talk about some really, really interesting things and make sure you get a full understanding of esports and Rocket League. So let's get ready to get right on into this. So, to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Dennis Buchanan, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the Long Island Gaming League. Fernando, you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. My name is Fernando Aguilar. I am one of the co-founders of the Cave Bros, and I'm pretty much gonna explain to you the whole esports aspect of a lot of these talking points.
All right. So, to jump into the talking points, everybody, we have an agenda here so you can see, and I'm going to go through some of these items. We want to make sure that you understand modern esports industry, the general trends and development milestones. Also, going to talk about some of the marketing tools and business models in esports environment. We're going to understand the stakeholders in the modern day esports ecosystem, Rocket League and how it's played.
And of course, we're also gonna talk a little bit about understanding how technological advances in esports impact families, kids, and adults at home. Develop the necessary skills to play Rocket League. We're going to have a video play analyzing gameplay of Rocket League, and then of course the gaming safety and parental controls and playing the games, how to monitor.
So as you see, we have a full agenda that we're going to go over. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge if you want to grab a pen and paper to make sure that you're ready to take any notes, or you could always come back and watch this video as many times as you like. Let's get into the next slide.
Alright, modern esports industry general trends and development milestones. So basically, esports has a huge presence in the world today. When it comes from just high schools and colleges who are investing into their programs with teams and scholarships, or if it's the major television networks that we watch every day, such as ESPN, ABC, and other networks like YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer, which all pretty much give us a feel for what esports is and what it is on a professional level. And we also get to take a look at celebrities and other streamers who share their gameplay on platforms such as Twitch, and you even get to interact with them in their chats. So esports as a whole is pretty much just everywhere, or it's around every corner. When it comes to the major companies that are investing into them, we see it all over the place. And now we're starting to see it especially big on these platforms and on our TVs.
Absolutely. And also to mention that one of the major broadcasters that you may be familiar with is ESPN, has also recently started to put out a lot more video games on your television stations, and it's becoming a global, or more so, it is a global thing around the world.
Absolutely. So esports over the years has grown a lot and very, very quickly. Um, Esports kind of dates back all the way to the late 80s and early 90s when we saw a lot of it being played in small arcades. And, a lot of games that we're familiar with, such as Street Fighter, Space Invaders, Asteroids, were some of the original esports to kind of move the industry. And their tournaments were on a significantly smaller scale than they are now. Nowadays, we see games such as Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch, which all sell out stadiums. And we're talking about major stadiums. We're talking about traditional sports stadiums such as the Barclays Center, such as Madison Square Garden, or even the Arthur Ashe Stadium. It's also just we've seen it grow from being kind of like a hobby that everybody would do at home to something that people nowadays can make a career out of, which wasn't really seen as an option back then. Before, when you would buy a console for your house, you would just buy it for the kids so that they would have something to do. But nobody ever thought that they could be, let's say, a commentator or an MC or even work in the production industry for esports and actually have a big career made out of it. And we also see with the help of a lot of major companies that esports is one of the biggest attractions when it comes to viewership on TV, on the platforms such as Twitch and YouTube, as I said before, and just even live events. Live events we see just recently in 2018, I believe it was the Overwatch Championship that sold out Barclays Center for a full weekend, and it sold out very quickly. It sold out in the first day that it put its tickets up. So this is just examples of how esports has grown over the years and how it's become something that was almost underground and just played in arcades to now something that has just grown into something enormous from playing for a big organization and signing contracts that pretty much equate to the contracts that some people playing traditional sports make.
No, it's very true, Fernando. And I think as we think about this topic and being a gamer myself and seeing how things have grown, I remember the only times playing esports, or not even esports, is playing those video games would just be me and my brother kind of playing in the room. And our thing of a big arena or filling up the room would just be inviting all of our friends and everybody just kind of to have to wait. So it is very interesting to be a part of a growing industry over the years. From I literally remember when I was playing video games, how we would play together, to now, as you mentioned, people are playing in stadiums. It went from maybe a local store might have a arcade system and you would go there when you would shop and play video games, to where the malls used to have arcade rooms, to where it has now expanded, is clearly um, a very big difference, because a lot of those things don't even exist anymore. So esports has definitely grown leaps and bounds over the past couple of years.
Exactly. So the spike in interest is something that's really a big part of esports. A lot of these technological advances have pretty much helped a lot of people make it more accessible. So as we were mentioning, these arcades, the only way you really got a gaming experience was by going out to your local arcade, or for me, when I was younger growing up, I would always go to the laundromat down the street from me just so I could play Street Fighter. Meanwhile, now we look at today's younger generation, and you know who doesn't have games on their phones, and it doesn't really matter what game, but if they're playing games on their phones, they have games on their consoles, computers. It's way more accessible. It kind of gives you just the opportunity to not have to go out and play video games, but play in your own rooms or in your living rooms or wherever you might set it up. And then on top of that, we've seen the development of a lot of competitive leagues and tournaments, which just help everyone want to get more and more invested in it. So if let's say you're just a player at home and you want to make a name for yourself, you might enter on some online leagues, tournaments, or you might enter in a local league or tournament that you could go to and make a name for yourself and get yourself some attention from, let's say, a team or a sponsor. It's the opportunities are now all there, so it gives everybody fair ground to make their way through the industry. We also see a lot of help from social media influencers and celebrities who push these games off of their social medias, considering a lot of the younger generations spend a lot of their time on platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, whatever it might be. So they're surrounded by it as well, where they see a lot of these influencers and streamers and celebrities playing the games that they might be interested in, and then they of course follow and join them in enjoying these games. And then lastly, a lot of these, school programs that are giving out scholarships are also helping these younger generations because it's making it a lot more real for them. So that you're not explaining to your parents that you're not just playing video games to have fun with your friends, but you're playing video games because you might have an opportunity to get a scholarship to your favorite college or play for whatever team that your college or league that your college might be participating in. So it just gives a lot more opportunities to everybody, which I believe is one of the major reasons we see so much interest in the esports world.
Very well said. Very well said. Also, we take in consideration that living in a technological world and the access for the connectivity between one individual and another has definitely broadened a lot of the horizon, just the way we connect in general. And then when you compound that with gamification or video games, it really definitely shows tenfold why we think that the interest has also continued to grow as it has, is because of the interconnectivity that gaming is able to bring people together, both young and old.
Hmm. Exactly. So here I'm going to pass it on to Dennis, where he's going to pretty much discuss the marketing tools and business models we see in the esports environment today. All right. So we're going to cut it there, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it there.
Okay. And then from there, we're going to just.
Yeah,
Those are the videos that you said you wanted to switch up.
yeah, I'm gonna switch them up.